Everyone wants to make more money and work less. A lot of people even put in the time to learn a new skill for it, but almost none of them ever learn the one skill that actually decides how much they get paid. You won't find it taught at any university, and your manager has zero incentive to ever explain it to you. But once you actually see it, you don't get a small raise. You double, sometimes triple, what you're paid, doing the exact same job, within a few years. I'm going to show you exactly what it is and how to find it inside your own job, starting today. Whoever signs your paycheck has someone above them too, a boss, a board, an owner watching a bank account. That person is the real employer. Your manager is just the middleman, and nobody up that chain pays for effort. They pay for outcomes that move the number they're personally judged on. Here's the part almost everyone misses. Every job actually has two descriptions. There's the printed one, the list of tasks you were hired to do, and there's the real one, whatever outcome your work changes for the person who actually controls the budget. Most people spend their whole career polishing the printed version, answer faster, hit the deadline, keep the boss happy. Someone who clears every email in 10 minutes looks productive. Someone who notices half those emails are about the same recurring problem and fixes the problem instead just did the real job, even though their inbox looks messier by comparison. The printed job gets you to acceptable. The real job is the only one that gets you to rich. I learned this managing marketing for a coaching brand. One small change to a funnel, a few hours of work, added over $100,000 in almost pure profit to a single campaign. The change itself was tiny, barely worth a line on a task list. What made it valuable was that it moved the one number the owner actually cared about, not the printed job, the real one. So, how do you find what they actually care about? You trace it down, one link at a time. If your boss cares about profit, ask what increases profit. Usually it's customers spending more or spending again. If customer happiness is driving that, ask what actually makes a customer happier. A faster reply, fewer bugs, a smoother sign-up. Fix that. And you've just given your boss exactly what he's chasing, which means he gives you what you're chasing. That's the whole mechanism. Not a list of separate tricks. One chain. Find what the person who pays you actually wants. Trace it down to the one thing you can personally move. It works the same in every role, even ones that look nothing alike. A designer isn't paid to make things pretty. She's paid because a better-looking product converts more visitors into customers. A salesperson isn't paid for calls made. He's paid because closed deals are revenue. So the number that matters was never call volume. It was which call actually moved a deal forward. A teacher isn't paid for talking. She's paid because a clearer explanation means more students pass, which is what the school is actually being judged on. An engineer who only thinks about clean code stays stuck at the top of the chain. The one who asks what decision his work actually changes and fixes that instead just found the value everyone else missed. Different job titles, same exact question underneath all of them. Here's the part that decides whether this gets you a raise or actually changes your life. Not all value creation pays the same, even when it's equally real. If you personally have to be in the room every time the value gets created, your income has a ceiling because you only have so many hours in a week. The funnel fix I made only paid out once for one client because I had to physically be there to make it happen. But if you build something that creates that same value without you in the room, a tool, a process anyone can run, a piece of training that teaches it to 1,000 people instead of one, the value keeps getting created after you've stopped working. That's not a different skill. It's the same chain, just attached to something that scales instead of something that only works while you're personally pulling the lever. This is also exactly why two people with the same job title can be on completely different trajectories within the same year. One is doing the printed job well, the other has quietly become the person their boss can't afford to lose. Even once you find the chain and make it scale, there's still a catch. You don't get paid what you created, you get paid whatever keeps you from quitting. That $100,000 funnel fix paid me $100. Not because the work wasn't worth more, because I carried none of the risk. The company carried the budget and the downside, so the company kept the upside. That's not unfair. It's just the trade you signed up for. The moment you accepted a fixed paycheck instead of a stake in the outcome, there are two simple ways to change it. First, you can negotiate some kind of commission. You're paid on results, not just time. Most people never ask for this, so most people never get offered. And every time you prove you can read the chain at one level, you get handed a bigger one. Move the number for yourself, you get noticed. Move it for a team, you get put in charge of the team. Same chain, same skill, just a bigger number attached every time you prove it again. Pick one task you're already doing this week, the boring, repeatable kind, and run the chain on it before you do anything else. How does your boss benefit from this task, and how can you make it more valuable? Ask for feedback on your improvements to make your work impossible to ignore. So here's the actual skill nobody named for you. Stop doing tasks and learn how to create outcomes. The bigger the outcomes you can create, the more you'll be paid to create them.